and we are blessed to have them and have had them in our lives. And the comments by the youngsters of the Rays, you just can't do any better than that.
You know, half of them you start to tear up, half of them you're just chuckling because you can hear a little kid saying those things.
Yep. Well, on this Father's Day, a quick look at that lineup for the Washington Nationals. Nick Martinez on the hill for the Rays, and we are set to play baseball. And a ground ball foul off the bat of James Wood. Wood, Garcia, Meade, Abrams, Lyle, then Cruz, Pena, Millis, and Nunez, top to bottom in the Washington lineup.
Well, and just like we saw on the first pitch of this game, you're going to see a lot of that from this National offense. It's a young, aggressive offense. Nick Martinez, he lives and succeeds by filling up the strike zone. So this is going to be an aggressive matchup. Who is going to execute at a higher level?
And he comes back with a strike right there and is ahead in the count, 1-2.
Well, pitching ahead, that's what allowed him to put these kind of numbers up so far this season. In his 14 starts, he's got 6 wins, an outstanding ERA of 2.60, the whip just over 1.
This is down, 2-2.
That's the pitch for Nick Martinez. Nick Martinez has been special this year because of this right here, that changeup. That changeup has been absolutely fantastic. He uses it 28% of the time. He's got a swing and miss rate on it of over 34%, well above the major league average.
Now the 2-2, and it's fouled away. And speaking of average, opposing hitters are just not faring well at all against that pitch.
No, it's a 132 average against the opposition, 12 for 91.
How about that?
Yeah,
12 for 91.
It's not a lot of success on that, and that slider right there to go along with it. The other thing that changeup does, not only is it good in and of itself, but it makes the fastball better. It allows his fastball to play up because the changeup is so good, and you see that a lot on this Rays staff.
Full count here on Wood. And that.
Yeah, challenge.
That's very close.
He's out.
Tap it. The pitcher's challenging the ball call.
This is a big challenge, but the Rays are going to be, they're going to win this. Oh
my goodness.
There's the ball. Watch, Tampa Bay has one challenge remaining.
T-Mobile, ABS powered by T-Mobile. And that turns out to be a walk.
I'll tell you, I thought that, I mean, listen, I know that James Wood is 6 feet 6 inches tall, but I thought that ball caught the bottom of the zone. Certainly it's all over the plate. I mean, that looks closer than.
Well, according to
that looked better.
According to what we're seeing there. Which one of these are they going to use? Because we have one that we'll gladly share with them.
Well, yeah.
Garcia, strike one on Luis Garcia Jr. Yeah, looked like a strike on our monitor. That's in there. 0-2.
Well, that's something that Martinez has stayed away from, too, the walk, especially to lead off an inning. He's only had a handful of those on the season, and we're a couple of months in.
And there's a wave and miss. Had him out after the changeup.
Yeah, he had that swing all out of rhythm, all out of sync. That's what that pitch will do to you. Let's take a look at the Rays defender defense. In that outfield left to right, we've got Chandler Simpson, Johnny DeLuca, and Ryan Valade infield third to first. Caminero, Walls, Williamson, and Aranda Nick Fortes back behind the plate.
Now it will be the former Ray, Curtis Meade. And the pitch is a strike. Wood bluffing a start off first as that pitch was made.
He'll swipe a bat. You know, you think about James Wood and his power, production, all of the things, and that's all true. But 13 out of 14 in the stolen base department.
Yep. Ground ball, shortstop. A step on the bag and the throw to first. Walls to Aranda to end the top of the first inning. Yandy Diaz will lead off when we brought to you by Orlando Health. Yandy Diaz to lead it off. Johnny DeLuca in the number 2 spot in front of Jonathan Aranda. Junior Caminero, Ryan Valade, Ben Williamson, Chandler Simpson, Nick Fortes, Taylor Walls to round it out.
Well, our afternoon Sunday afternoon starting pitcher here for the Washington Nationals is going to be left-hander Andrew Alvarez. You look at his season numbers. He's had, I guess, 8 games. 3 have been starts. The last 3 games have been starts. His longest start for innings pitched is 4 2/3. Number of pitches, 90. You see the mix right there. And Dwayne, we were talking about it before the game. And if we could, yeah, if you could throw that, there it is right there. Curveball slider.
Yep.
58% of the time. You think, well, probably a lot of that is left on left. No, he throws actually a higher percentage of breaking balls to right-handed hitters, very slim, than left-handed hitters. 58+% against righties, a little over 57% against lefties. And then you see the 4-seam and 2-seam fastball, changeup, pitches from behind quite often. It's not overpowering, so the Rays, if they're patient against Alvarez, they should get some good opportunities.
2-1 to count to Yandy, and he takes another pitch. So right here at the beginning, the Rays have Yandy up there with a 3-ball, 1-strike count. And the chopper back to the mound, had to wait for it to come down. And the toss to first, and he threw an off-speed pitch to first.
He did. He doesn't use his changeup often. Apparently he does to the bases. Let's take a look at our defender defense for the Nationals. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Dalen Lyle, Dylan Cruz, and James Wood. Infield, third to first, Curtis Meade, C.J. Abrams, Nasim Nunez, and Luis Garcia Jr. with Drew Millis back behind the plate.
Johnny DeLuca in the number 2 spot. Ball, no strikes. Foul back.
We were, you look up different things on these starting pitchers. Yep. You're going into a game. And, the first pitch strike percentage, the major league average is 61-1. And usually you don't see much lower than 56, 55% is about the lowest you'll come across. And it was funny because when I saw his mix and how often he goes to the breaking ball, I'm like, well, I know he's going to be below average first pitch strike percentage. But when I got to that number, he is at 48.8% first pitch strikes. That's why we talk about this Rays lineup being patient early against Alvarez. I have never come across, in all the years I've done this, I've never come across anybody sub 50%. And like I said, usually you get around 55, 56. That's as low as you'll see.
Well, he comes back with a 4-seamer there after getting DeLuca to 2-2 and strikes him out.
First baseman, number 8, Jonathan.
Well, the fastball, he lays it right in the zone. And that's a pitch that I think Johnny DeLuca, when he goes back and takes a peek at that, he's going to be like,
how did I miss it?
Yeah, give me another one of those, and it's going to be a different result.
Jonathan Aranda. Strike 1.
The other interesting thing about Alvarez is he throws the curveball and slider. We saw 29% each.
Yep.
They're almost the same speed. Usually there's a big differential between curveball slider velocity. Not with Alvarez.
On the ground to second. Nunez up and out with the throw. Couple ground ball outs sandwiched around a strikeout. Abrams in the batter's box. Martinez gets the jump on him. 1 strike. Stays up. 1-1. Abrams homered and the first time up in the game yesterday. His 16th of the year. Pretty much found a home in that cleanup spot in this Washington lineup. There's a liner caught by Jonathan Aranda, reaching up and looking back over his shoulder to make the catch.
Well, this won't necessarily apply to that particular out, but let's look at our Ford keys for Nick Martinez. This is Nick's mix. You look at the strikeout percentage, he's not going to strike out a lot of guys. He'll get the strikeout when he needs it, but that's not a big part of his game. The walks, though, he doesn't hurt himself with walks, and he does a great job, as you see, average exit velocity and the hard hit rate at 84 and 86%. That was better. He does a good job of keeping the ball off the barrel of the bat.
And Simpson made the catch as that ball came back to him, a little slice to it off the left-handed bat of Lyle.
That's why I love that potion, that formula for Nick Martinez. He knows he's not going to blow you away. So again, not going to strike out a lot of guys, but he's not going to hurt himself with the walk, and he does a great job of keeping the ball off the barrel. That's how he goes out and is able to be efficient and pitch deep into games.
There's a strike on the outside edge to Dylan Cruz.
It's when you get, know thyself. When you get something that works, a formula that works, and you can just pound that in and be mature enough to stick with it. That's what Martinez does, and that's what the good veterans do.
Cruz goes off the plate for that one and misses. Cruz hit that big home run in the 9th inning. Second longest home run of the Trop this season yesterday. 450 was the home run that Junior Caminero hit. And the home run by Cruz went 442 feet. So second longest here by a national. And second longest at the Trop to Junior's 450. Cruz out on strikes. And with that, Caminero will be coming up. Cruz out on strikes.
Last year when his daughter was born late in 2025. This is Junior Caminero's first Father's Day as a dad to Valentina, his daughter, who is here, and chatting with him pregame about Valentina. He said she has completely changed my entire perspective on life, really celebrating how he is as a father and what she has meant to him and his development as well and his upbringing. He says one of his favorite moments is simply laying next to her after getting home from the ballpark. He said when she curls up against his arm, that is the best feeling in the world. And now every time he takes the field, he says he's doing it for her. And guys, check out the custom cleats by Junior today as well. He's got Valentina's name on one side and a picture of them two on the other. Pretty darn cool from Junior. And a hat tip to the clubhouse staff, Tyler Wall and that group, getting some of these custom cleats for Junior, for Yandy Diaz. You'll also see Chandler Simpson wearing one in a nod to his father as well. Pretty cool for the guys.
That's awesome. That is
How
awesome.
cool is that, huh?
I know. Well, you think back, when I played, you had black cleats.
Yep.
Or if you played with Cleveland, maybe they were red. You didn't have the options that the guys have today, and to be able to do stuff like that is so awesome.
Caminero takes a strike on the outside corner. There it is.
Although the problem is, Dwayne, they get so much cool stuff that where do you have the wall space for it all? Because they're all keepsakes.
Did he go? He held up and the count is full. You just keep building on.
That's
what you do.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to have the man cave, and the man cave.
Yeah. You got a 3-car garage and still building on.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, those are fantastic.
Three-2 now, and it's foul. Rays up and down, 1-2-3 in the first against Alvarez. Caminero leading off the second. Valade will follow, and then Williamson. And a cut and miss on the breaking pitch.
I'll tell you what, you start to see Alvarez in this breaking ball. That curveball was as sharp as it gets.
Today's Navy Federal Credit Union on a mission. Ryan Valade, last 20 games hitting over 300, 310, and that's upped his overall average to 288.
How about that? A 929 OPS, and he's driven in 16 runs, so they haven't been empty hits.
And a big swing, got a little bit of that curveball, fouled it. There's 1-1.
It's almost like Alvarez uses that fastball almost as a setup pitch. change the eye level, and then here comes the breaking ball right off of it because it does have a ton of depth to it.
And that's the fastball there, fouled back. 1-2. And strike 3 called. He catches Valet looking there.
Started him with the curveball, then he went 2 fastballs, elevated, and then right off of that, the Advent Health strike zone, and he's able to catch it with the curveball. Just caught him looking. Knuckle curve. Laid it right on the outer half of the plate, and Ryan could not pull the trigger.
Ben Williamson. There's a strike. Yeah, Alvarez appears to be one of those guys who can pitch backwards.
He does,
Yep.
as the norm.
Yeah.
Really, it's kind of he's an interesting guy, and it's funny that you say that because it's got to be not that it's difficult to prepare for because you know how he pitches, but it's not a style that you see a lot of.
Yep.
Yeah, especially if you're a right-handed hitter. A right-handed hitter and a left-handed pitcher, and he's throwing almost 60% breaking balls. That's not the norm.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, there's a mental side to this game and a physical side to this game. And, the physical side, you kind of get physically used to what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You can think about what a guy's going to throw, or you can look on paper and see.
Yeah.
But there's that physical side that still wants to go. Foul ball back, and Williamson with a 1-2 count. And until you've seen him a couple times through, and by then he's probably, he's out of the game. I mean, he's not pitching deep into games.
No, not at all. It's an interesting. You're right. It's an interesting mix that he has. Right-handers when they're facing a lefty starter, especially not an overpowering lefty, they're thinking about the changeup.
Yep.
They usually don't see too many breaking balls. He throws the changeup to righties, but rarely. It's the breaking balls, and then he'll show you the fastball, and then come back with the breaking ball. It's just a different style that, again, you know that coming in, but you haven't seen it, and you've got to experience it. And now the one downside is he doesn't fill up the strike zone.
Yep.
And so if you're patient, you're going to get some counts that are in your favor. 2-1, 2-0.
2-2, and he fouls that one. Kind of a defensive, like, I'm going to foul this and stay in the at bat.
It's the emergency hack at a fastball that was well out of the strike zone, almost as if he was anticipating something breaking, and then just a quick little flick of the wrist to try to stay alive.
Ground ball, shortstop, backhand by Abrams. His throw is on the money, and another 1-2-3 inning. 6 up, 6 down, no score. Free Busch Gardens tickets. Visit CageStrikeout.com for more details. Restrictions apply.
Did you see who was out in the stands? I don't want to say the flesh, but in the fabric. Pablo.
Oh.
Pablo Sanchez in the house.
Conferring with Raymond.
He's conferring with Raymond to find out where my bobbleheads are.
Oh.
My Pablo Sanchez bobbleheads.
Yes.
He's just chilling. He must have had a big buffet.
Or a late night.
Well, or both.
Yep, could have been. 2-1 now. Day game after a night game.
They're not easy.
Wide right there. 3 balls and a strike. Ooh, and a leadoff walk. You don't see that too often from Nick Martinez.
No, and you've seen it 2 of the first 3 innings.
Yep.
He had that one that there was a challenge that we thought that the Rays were going to win. They did not. That was a walk to James Wood. He was able to pitch around that, but now another one.
Drew Millis, the catcher. Runner takes off, pitches a strike. Throw is not going to be in time. A delayed look there by Will Little to make sure the runner kept his hand on the bag, and the Rays are thinking about that one. Well, I guess he stayed in contact with the bag.
Well, here it is. There's the throw that is taken by Taylor, and he's got the glove on top of the hand. Let's see where those fingers are. I mean, it doesn't matter because the Rays aren't challenging, but there would have been nothing definitive from those two looks.
This one is fouled away. 0-2. A runner aboard, second base. And a strike called on the inside edge. Caught the zone hand right there and picks up his second, actually his third strikeout, the one in each inning.
Watch this angle that he creates with that fastball in. Boy, oh boy, that's why you just can't pull the trigger. That ball feels like it's just boring in on you. Our Orlando Health slow-mo replay, and right to the edge of the plate it goes. Back to the dugout, Drew goes.
Here's Nunez. Wasim Nunez coming off a 2-hit game in Game 2 yesterday, including a double. And that will be a foul ball into the seats down the left field side. Quite to the plate. Stayed wide. 1-1.
You know, here's the thing. Look, this is really, really close, but the Rays aren't going to take any more chances this early in the game unless it's a huge spot for a challenge, since they've already lost one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Back into the screen. Hot shot, and it's over the head of Williamson. Delayed with a pickup out there, and that ball hits so hard. Runner advances to third, and that's it. Nunez has himself a base hit.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely powdered. Not only that, it was close enough to where, you know, Williamson's going to try to make a play on, not going to be able to. The cutter right here that just stays right in the middle of the plate doesn't cut at all. And so Nunez puts a really good swing on it. So watch that line drive. Now the runner's got to freeze to make sure that that ball's not caught, and because it was smoked, he's stuck over there. So the Rays still have an opportunity here. He could roll up a ground ball double play.
James Wood is the hitter. Runner takes off, and the pitch is sky deep to center. DeLuca all the way to the track. He's got to have room and makes the catch in that little corner out there. The runner tags and scores. Sacrifice fly. Nunez, who was breaking, goes back to first, and Wood has himself a long sacrifice fly to get Washington on the board here in the third.
He hit it to the right part of the park for the Rays, because that's as deep as it gets out in that little nook, and that's where that ball was put away by DeLuca.
Over to first and back in. Nunez going to the backside of the bag.
They had a chance. They had a real chance to get him there, and I don't think Aranda ended up holding on to the baseball anyway.
You know, that's another case where a left-handed first baseman, runner goes, pitch is down, and the throw is not in time, and he almost lost contact with the bag there. But Nunez picks up his 28th stolen base.
Right now, the only chance that the Rays have at these base stealers is if they overslide the bag. They're there plenty of time, and then you see Taylor. He gets that tag onto the hand and is hoping that it comes off, but Nunez can fly. 28 stolen base. That's now tied with Bobby Witt Jr., I believe, that was at 28.
The changeup, Garcia Jr. missed that. Yeah, that sacrifice fly back in that little hedge back there, no corner, 412 feet. And back to second.
Yeah, straightaway center field. That's a home run. Take a look at where Luis Garcia Jr. is in the batter's box.
Yeah, right at the very front.
If he strides, he's going to be out of the box. I mean, you don't see guys that far up in the batter's box. So he's not afraid of getting beat by the fastball by Martinez, but he wants to give himself a better chance on that changeup and the off speed. You don't see that. See if he stays there, because now he's at the back. Look at that. He is at the very back. Now he was the front foot on the last two pitches was up here, and he's completely moved all the way back.
And that is strike three called. So that retires the side. A couple strikeouts in the inning. A run scored. 1-0.
I had one.
Always the first time. Here's Simpson running up on that pitch and did not offer. That's a ball. Ball, no strikes. Cortez to follow, and then Walls here. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Tapper foul. Washington scored first with a run in the top half of the inning. Rays got on the board in the first in last night's game. Yesterday afternoon, as it turned out, late afternoon start. And a reach and a miss there by Chandler Simpson. So that's 4 strikeouts for Alvarez already. Witness Evan Longoria's induction into the Rays Hall of Fame and jersey retirement ceremony July 11 and 12. Be a part of the historic Longo's Legacy Weekend. Get your tickets at raysbaseball.com/Longo. Fortes takes a strike. One and one. 7 straight retired by Andrew Alvarez, the 7-year-old left-hander. And he is ahead of Fortes, 1-2.
Hard to tell the difference between the slider and the curveball. It really is. That right there, that slider had a ton of depth to it. And I'll tell you, the breaking balls today have been super sharp here for Alvarez. I mean, you go from that slider to the curveball, and maybe the curveball looks a little bit bigger, but again, the velocities are almost the same. He definitely, both of those breaking balls, he spins tight. It is tough for these hitters to pick it up.
It is cued foul. Well, it'll be interesting to see second time through, because it has been a little bit of adjustment for the Rays.
Yeah, and again, it's been an adjustment, and those breaking balls have been sharp. So you're seeing Alvarez as good as probably you're going to be able to see him with those 2 pitches.
On the ground to third. Curtis Mead's throw is in time.
He throws changeups to the bases too. I didn't think that ball was going to get there. Here we go. Watch this. He just turns it over. I was way out in front. Garcia Jr. even looked at him.
How about that?
Could you bring it up a little?
He says, I have trouble hitting that pitch. Now I have to catch one. 1-0 the count to Taylor Walls. Two and nothing. Hot shot, base hit up the left field line for Walls. Extra bases coming here. A backhand pick out there by Lyle. And into second goes Walls with a stand-up double.
I want to see if Curtis Mead even got out of his fielding stance. That ball by Walls was absolutely powdered. Four-seam fastball, and he rips this by Curtis Mead. I don't know if Curtis Mead even moved for it. Okay. He gave it a courtesy step over. I mean, that ball was laid on.
Well, here's Yandy. Saw this guy to lead off the first. Went to 3-1 and grounded out pitcher first. Takes the ball this time. Upstairs. Alvarez with his fourth start went into the rotation when Jake Urban went to the IL. Braves with their first scoring opportunity of the game. 2-1.
And that's why we say the fact that he got 2 starts ago, he got to 90 pitches. You think then, but he's going to be out there, even though his longest outing's been 4 2/3. If you're up to 90 pitches, you know, you don't get many more than that anyway. You're not going to get to 100, so we'll see how long he stays out there.
There's a base hit up the right side. Going to go all the way back toward the corner. That scores Walls. Yandy on his way to second with a 2-base hit, and this game is tied. Back-to-back 2-out doubles from Walls and Yandy Diaz.
Well, he finally hung one of those breaking balls. That knuckle curve doesn't do much. And Yandy, boy, he gets a great look at it and then just goes the other way. Something that he is so proficient at doing. Watch how he lets that curveball get into the zone and then just barrels it the other way, gets it into the corner. Nice job by Wood to cut it off, but to no avail. Yandy was hustling out of the box, so he turns it into an extra base hit.
Well, that extends Yandy's home on base streak to 19 games. And that is the Toyota trend of the day.
Got a teammate on that list too, right there. Junior Caminero at 16. That's why we talked about those two coming in. What they've been doing over the last month has been pretty astounding. You know, coming into play today, last 30 games for Yandy Diaz, his OPS is in 4 digits, 1036. Junior Caminero's at 971, a lot of extra base hits, a lot of runs driven in, and that's what this Rays lineup is going to need if they're going to want to get back on a winning streak. Probably should have won more games with that kind of production the last month.
Now Johnny DeLuca, he fouls it back, strike one. DeLuca on the sidelines with the hamstring situation, but back active now. The Rays happy to have him in the lineup. Ground ball back at third. That's going to be just foul. And DeLuca wasted a little time coming off the IL and connecting for his 3rd home run of the year. That came in the 8th inning on Friday. So he earns another pitch here with the count of 0-2. Well, Yandy, not only does he have that on-base streak going, but coming into this game, over a span of 31 games, he was hitting .358 with 7 home runs. There's a swing and miss. DeLuca's out on strikes for the second time, and the Rays, with a couple 2-out doubles, tie this game 1-1.
For the guys in the clubhouse today, organized by the Rays clubhouse staff. These are the nameplates on the guys' lockers in the clubhouse. They got with the player wives and in the family room had the kids custom design their own nameplates. Dads came in today to the ballpark and were surprised to see some messages and notes from their kiddos there. How cool is that, guys? And a really awesome opportunity to give a nod for Father's Day.
Here's Meade dropping one up the right field line and just foul. So Meade just inches away from the hit, probably a double there if that ball hits the foul line or somehow fair.
It matched the throw to first.
So it's an 0-2 count. Foul, still 2 strikes. Abrams to follow. C.J. Abrams. Laid off the change.
The change in too. Those are the ones that guys really usually go after, because anything in that you think's a fastball, I mean, that you get it started way too early, and it's a good job of hanging back on that.
2-2. Lined up the middle, and right there is Ben Williamson, positioned perfectly. Just a step to his right and a reach up, and that is out number 1. Well, this Father's Day, join Major League Baseball in the fight against prostate cancer. Learning more about prostate health and ways you can support, visit MLBtogether.com/Father's Day to learn more. C.J. Abrams. The ball, no strikes. Abrams hits the ball hard toward the gap, left center, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Extra bases. He may get 3. Turn second, a big turn, and the throw is wide at third. And Caminero reaching out to come up with that throw, and by that time Abrams had stopped and started back to second. Fortunately so for the Rays.
Well, if this ball gets by Caminero, he's going to walk to third, but I don't think that Nick Martinez, who left that pitch right down the middle of the plate, this ball gets off the bat, I mean, in a hurry. That's going to get out to the wall easy. If that ball's into right center, it's a triple. Left center, they're able to keep him at second. But this right here, this turn and throw, and it gets a little bit wide, and if Junior doesn't flag it down, you would have a man at third.
Jalen Lyle is down. Abrams with his 15th double of the year. There's a strike, 1-1. Back into center. That's caught by DeLuca. Tagging at second. Abrams advances to third after the catch. So he's there with 2 outs. And it will be Dylan Cruz, the Washington center fielder. Does not offer at that pitch off the plate, away. Martinez takes a little time for himself there, back of the mound. He got to strike out of that. 1-1. Did he go? Yes, he did. It's Barksdale down at first. Says that's a strike.
A little too far on that cutter. Cutter down in the zone.
And Martinez thought maybe that caught the lower part of the zone, but it's ball 2, 2-2. Toward the gap, left center. That's going to want to hop the wall. Abrams scores easily, and Cruz has a double. Washington retakes the lead. It's 2-1.
I want to see where the location of that pitch was, because I understand what Nick Martinez is thinking. Between Dylan Cruz there and Curtis Mead in the previous at-bat in this inning, they did not go after the changeup in. So he's thinking, okay, if you're not going to go after the thing that looks like a fastball in, I'm going to throw you a fastball. Problem is, he pulled it to the middle of the plate. That's where that ended up. That ball's in, you probably get a good result, but leave it out over the middle and it gets crushed.
Oh man, it's second. Foul ball there, a strike. Jose Tena.
Yeah, we talked coming in, and the fact that we're our forward keys is that Nick Martinez does a great job of keeping the ball off the barrel of the bat, but he also has done a great job of keeping the ball out of the middle of the plate. That has hurt him here this afternoon.
That's a strike call. 0-2. Washington a run in the third. The Rays answered with one of their own in the bottom of the third. Now Washington a run with the 2-out double in the fourth. Too low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Right here.
Away from that one inside. 2-2. Martinez does not get him to go on the breaking ball. Count all the way out to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Willis, the catcher, is on deck. And that's ball 4. Martinez giving up the walk here in this inning. His 3rd of the game. And now Drew Millis.
He only had 14 walks on the season.
Yep.
14 walks in 14 starts. And so very uncharacteristic, but I will tell you this. This Washington national team, as a general rule, they've done a good job of laying off the changeup that's down. They've chased a couple that have been further up in the zone and just off the plate, but they haven't really gone after the changeup down very often. You think about the Meade take, the Dylan Cruz take, that take right there, or a couple of them in that at-bat.
Well, and as you point out, 14 starts coming into this game, and he had walked either 1 or 0 hitters in 11 of those starts.
There you go. Well, the first 14 starts of the season, those first 11 starts, he had given up 2 earned runs or fewer in all 11, and has given up 3 or more in the last 3 starts. So that's why you see that ERA a little bit inflated.
Yeah, and a lot of that weighted in the Detroit outing when he gave up 6 runs in 4 innings. Now the pitch, and Millis lifts a pop foul. Will it be playable? And the answer is no. All the way over to the dugout railing with Caminero, but no chance. That's a strike. Martinez, 4 innings against Detroit on the 3rd of this month, gave up 9 hits, 6 runs. Another pop-up, this time fair on the left side. Walls angling out, is there from short to make the catch. 1 run scores. It's 2-1 Washington, and Jonathan Aranda leads off. Aranda, Caminero, and Valade due up. You are watching Rays Baseball, presented by Union Home Mortgage. And Jonathan Aranda in the batter's box, set to get this one underway. Bottom of the 4th. And he takes the ball. Middle of the order against Andrew Alvarez. There's a strike. 5 strikeouts and no walks for Alvarez. There's a base hit the other way. Aranda is aboard. The Rays get the leadoff hitter on base for the first time in an inning of this game.
Boy, I love that little inside-out swing that Jonathan Aranda shows in this at-bat. Boy, good job of staying inside that baseball.
And then Junior Caminero. A 16-game home hitting streak. Struck out his first time. And that's a ball down, 1-0. One of the big differences for Alvarez is whether he's ahead in the count or behind. Of course, that's true with almost any pitcher, but especially for him in the limited number of innings he's thrown. That's a one-hop throw to second out there and safe at first. Caminero reaches on a fielder's choice.
But what you're talking about, Dwayne, he's to the extreme.
Yeah.
It's always important, and you're always going to see the numbers skewed if the hitter, is ahead in the count. But with Alvarez, it's off the charts.
Yeah. 111 when he's ahead. And when he's behind, it's 372.
Well, and it gets even worse when you talk about this. If an at-bat ends when the pitcher is ahead in the count, it's a 111 on-base percentage. If the at-bat ends with the hitter ahead in the count, it's a 532 on base. I mean, it's you when it gets to be around 300 of a difference, it gets your interest. He's over 400. And so that's how important it is for him to pitch ahead. And oh, by the way, having a first pitch strike percentage below 50% doesn't allow you that opportunity very often.
That's right. And a big cut and a miss. Valade behind 1-2.
See, when Alvarez can make a pitch like that in a count like that, now he could climb the ladder a little bit more with that fastball, or one of those breaking balls off of that fastball. He's got options here. And
well, he tried to throw the breaking ball and it didn't break much.
No, I was going to say, I don't think that was one of the options he was looking for.
kind of slipped away and stayed out there. Two. Oh, and he gets it in this time, and he gets Villet looking.
Yeah, those breaking balls outside of that one, they've been pretty sharp. The one that he hung to Yandy, that Yandy turned into a double. The one that he missed badly to Villet, but our Orlando Health slow-mo replay. And there it is, right down that knuckle curve, middle of the plate down, a borderline pitch. Framed nicely back there behind the plate by Millis.
And the pitch is a strike now to Williamson. Upstairs. Well, he's 2 outs into the 4th. Alvarez with 6 strikeouts, 4 coming off speed. A couple on the fastball and everything else with a little break to it, a slider and 3 curves. There's a liner headed to the corner down that left side. Camanero's going to be stopped at third. It's a double for Williamson. And with 2 outs, now 2 men in scoring position.
That ball's not down the left field line. Junior's going to be able to score because he was busting it. But Williamson got all over this slider. Boy, he hammers this pitch and gets it down into the corner there. And Junior, who is running on contact with 2 outs, he's flying around second. But Brady had to hold him up. And we know how aggressive Brady Williams is down there at third base. He loves to send guys, but even that would have been a little too aggressive.
Well, here's Chandler Simpson. They're going to play Meade in at third. Chandler chops it foul up the first base side. Well, Simpson, a strikeout victim in the 3rd, came into the game hitting .262. And that's low. 1-1. Chopper towards second, charged by Nunez, and that quick throw to first to get Simpson. The Rays do not score. On to the 5th. Rays, sign in to the delicious rewards and redeem your free medium cheese curds with any order through tomorrow at participating Tampa Bay area Culver's. On to the 5th inning, and the number 9 hitter Nunez leads off, followed by Wood and then Garcia Jr. against Nick Martinez. Pitch is lifted back into center for Johnny DeLuca over there to his right toward left center. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that brings up the leadoff man, James Wood.
The right fielder, James Wood.
Wood with that sacrifice fly his last time up 412 feet. And as it turns out, so far they found out going back to 2015, that's the longest sacrifice fly in the history of Tropicana Field.
I believe it. I mean, there's not anywhere else you could go.
Yep.
You've got, it's 404 to straightaway center.
Yep.
So it would have been 8 feet past that if they're doing the math correctly.
Yep.
And as you move towards the left center field gap, it angles back out a little bit towards where the little porch is out there. And yeah, it gets really deep. He could not have hit it to a worse spot for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is the deepest part of the ballpark right there.
That's a ball. 3-1. Well, we went into the StatCast era in 2015. That's why you have to qualify that number, I guess. 3-2.
Well, but even so, I don't know if there could have been one much further. I mean, unless you robbed a home run at that point.
Yeah. Back over the mound, back at second is Walls, and Taylor's throw in time. 2 up and 2 down. Celebrate the Dominican heritage at Tropicana Field. Friday, the Rays take on the Diamondbacks. Fans can purchase the Dominican Heritage ticket package, including a seat to the game and a Junior Caminero bobblehead. Visit RaysBaseball.com/DR. Luis Garcia Jr. looks at a strike. One and one.
Back to the back of the box. I wonder what that was all about in that previous at bat. Now he's got that back foot. I mean, he had the front foot the last at bat for the first 3 or 4 pitches way up there, where if he were to stride forward, he would have been out of the batter's box.
And he would have been out. There's a little high popper. Third base foul, and Garcia is out of there. Caminero takes care of that. And 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. Well, the Rays come into bat in the bottom of the 5th inning on this Father's Day. They are trailing 2-1 and will face Gus Varlin, the new pitcher. Alvarez gone after 4. First pitch from Varlin is a strike. Varlin spent some time with the Dodgers and White Sox.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
And we're going to get a challenge on that
It
pitch.
is a strike. Washington has 2 remaining.
Well, take that ball away, and it's a strike, and now the count is 0-2.
Yeah, a swing that Nick Fortes wanted no part of. 1-1, you're back to even. 0-2, now you've got to protect. Gus Varlin, ERA of 5.20, just far too many base runners as you take a look at his whip right there of 1.66. Almost a strikeout an inning, but you could see the walk rate a little too high too.
One ball, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball to third. Scooped by Meade, and the throw is in time to get the Rays catcher. 1 away in the 5th. For the first hit and every hit this season, Suncoast Credit Union donates $79 to local nonprofits. Visit suncoast.com/Rays for more information.
Do you know who Gus Varlin resembles, Dwayne? Louis Varlin.
His brother.
That's right. You can see it. Of course, he's with the Blue Jays.
Pitch is a ball, 1-0.
Being told that they are 13 months apart. Quick turnaround.
Yep. Well, they get to grow up together. 1-1.
Louis got a little bit more with the velocity. Not that there's anything wrong with Gus.
Fouled right back. Fastball. 1-2.
How cool would that be? I mean, to be that close and you and your brother get to the big leagues.
Yes.
And pitching at the same time.
And a strike is called. Walls caught looking. And Yandy up here now. Well, in the history of Tropicana Field, hit leaders. And Yandy with 400 now. He is 6th on that list. Strike one. Fouled out of play. Go back. Here's the two-base hit.
Hung a breaking ball right there. There weren't too many of those by Alvarez today. He was pretty good with those, the slider and the curveball. That one not so much, and the Rays were able to turn that into a run and an extra base hit for Yandy. Yandito.
Of course. It's down.
He and his wife and his son, and threw out the first pitch. There he is.
It's going to roll behind the catcher. 2-2. Look out, up and in there to run the count full. On deck, Tony DeLuca. And the full count pitch to Yandy is upstairs, and he draws a walk. So a two-out pass. Yandy's on for the second time, and DeLuca will face Gus Varland.
Here's the center fielder,
Varland
21, Johnny
with the Brewers and the Dodgers in 23. Spent some time with the White Sox. 25, an injury-filled season for him. And now with Washington here, 26. There's a strike. DeLuca, a couple strikeouts, both swinging third strikes. And a shot toward the corner with some carry, and that ball's going to one-hop the wall. Yandy will go to third. It's going to be a stand-up double for DeLuca. And with two outs, the Rays now suddenly have a major threat.
Well, the same thing that happened to Ben Williamson. Orlando Health slow-mo replay. Nice job by DeLuca to go out and get around that slider. He absolutely rips it down into the corner. And obviously with two outs, Yandy Diaz running on contact, but that ball gets out there so quick. And the Nationals get the ball back into the infield so quickly that Yandy's forced to hang up at third base, and the Rays will need another two-out hit.
Well, Simon Matthews out there to direct the conference on the mound. Ryan Wills, the plate umpire, out to try to encourage them to move things along. Well, the Rays now have 5 hits. They have out-hit Washington 5-3, and 4 of those hits for the Rays have been doubles. And Jonathan Aranda about to step in. Well, how about those numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position this year, hitting .346. That's ball 1. Came into the game 6th in the American League and runs batted in with 51. One and one now. Out of play. Souvenir bounding through the field seats. Well, a big pitch coming here. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. 2-minute scoring position. The Rays are down 2-1. Now Farland relieving Andrew Alvarez. And a liner back into left, but it's going to stay up and is caught by Dalen Lyle to retire the Rays in the 5th. We got it.
Of one Chandler Simpson. This is Ralph Simpson, Chandler's dad, of course. Happy Father's Day to you, sir. It's so much fun getting to know Chandler, watching him play, even chatting with him yesterday about you, Ralph. He said the discipline, you really instilled that in him from a young age. What's the level of pride you take in seeing your son out here on the field?
Still feels like a dream. It's the proudest moment ever. It's just unimaginable, just seeing him run out on the field and thinking about all of the times in the backyard, in the batting cages, on the field, and to see that all of this has manifested itself into him now being a professional ball player. It's just amazing.
What are some of those earliest memories you have, Ralph, of your son out in the batting cages and working so hard as a youngin' to even make his dream become a possibility?
When he finally decided that the level of commitment and discipline was something that he was hungry for. It was, Dad, can you throw me some hit me some ground balls? Dad, can you throw me some batting practice? When I decided that I was just going to kind of sit back and allow for him to, display that own level of self-discipline to see if he really, really wanted to play this game, and to see that happen, it just turned a different switch and turned a different gear, and he just went all in.
He always represents you and his mother so well. On Mother's Day, talked about obviously how you two were in the school system, taught him about discipline in the classroom. He has a nod to you on his kicks today. He's wearing special cleats with a young Ralph Simpson on it, and he wanted to surprise you. I know he said he said something to you at breakfast. How awesome was that, and how proud were you to see him representing on the field today?
I was blown away. I choked up. I couldn't believe it. But just the love and admiration and the respect. His mother and I couldn't have asked for anything better. He's such a great kid. He's done everything that we've ever asked him to do, and just been a great kid all around. And we asked him to, continue to display great character, be a great person, be a person that people want to be around, and then everything else will just come together.
He's one of the greatest humans I get to interact with on a daily basis, and it's a product of what you and this family has done with Chandler. Ralph, happy Father's Day. Thank you for sharing a few moments with us.
Thank you. Same to you, sir.
Dwayne, a proud papa here. Up to you in the booth.
Yeah, and for good reason, Ryan. We appreciate the visit there with Ralph. And the Rays find themselves down by a run. Nick Martinez out there getting Curtis Mead on the ground ball to third to begin the inning, and now he deals with the dangerous bat of C.J. Abrams, who doubled and scored the go-ahead run in the 4th inning for Washington. A little slip there by Nick Martinez on the delivery. Behind 2-0 in the count. Nick a little over 80 pitches now. He made 96 his last time out against the Dodgers. There's a strike. Fell behind Mead and then went to 3-2 with him and got him on the ground ball. Went 2-0 to Abrams. Now it's 2-1. High fly ball, right field. Valade will go to the wall, and he will leap, and that ball is gone. That ball comes back out onto the field, but it is signaled a home run by Lance Barksdale. Abrams has hit his 17th home run.
It hit some fans, and I'm sure your Rays are going to want to take a look to see if they leaned over the fence. It didn't look like it from here, but it went off some fans out there in right field, and they are going to take a look at it. So let's see if it would have cleared.
This is the crew chief review of the call on the field of a home run.
Would that have gone over? Yeah, that's a home run. That did go off a fan back onto the field, but that would have cleared the fence. Easy. Yeah. That's not really even close.
Yeah, you could take a look at both of those individuals, and they did not extend their arms across the yellow barrier there, and so it is a home run. So Abrams, who doubled and scored in the 4th inning, has homered in the 6th. He homered in the 2nd inning of yesterday's game and homered in the 2nd inning of the game here on Friday. So it's been a big series for C.J. Abrams. And now a fly ball to left by Lyle, and in line to make the catch out there is Chandler Simpson. So Abrams with the double and a homer. He has scored 2 of the 3 runs as the Rays trailed by 2. Abrams home runs in 3 consecutive games. 2nd time in his career he has done that. In fact, that was earlier this year. Cruz now takes a strike back to open April. Two. Home run, the 8th allowed by Nick Martinez this year, and this is his 15th start. Now still 2 strikes. P.J. Poulin, the left-hander, down in their bullpen. A strike 3 on Cruz. Out on strikes, but a run scores on the home run. 3-1.
Washington into the All-Star game, and you see the spread right here of all the hits at Tropicana Field. StatCast 3D brought to you by Google Cloud. My goodness, it's a spray chart for the ages.
And it's an even 400. Dwayne, looks like the Rays are going to have to make comeback number 19 to win.
And why not? It's more exciting that way as long as they do it. That's the primary goal here as Caminero fouls off that first pitch. Gus Varland worked the 5th inning out here to begin the bottom of inning 6. And there's a shot, but it's going to be foul. Boy, that ball exploded off his bat, but out in front, a long foul ball.
Well, we've seen Varland. His slider is pretty flat. It does not have a lot of depth to it. And so Junior just a little bit too jumpy on that one there to get him to 2 strikes. So he's going to try to get him to expand here. He has got to stay out of that zone. Wow.
And a swing and miss. Came back with a 4-seamer and strikes him out.
You're a little bit too out in front on that slider. So he goes, okay, I'm going to go ahead and crowd you with the heater. And he goes 94 up and in, and he does tie Junior up. Boy, really good extension. And look at how that ball takes off, just seemingly climbing through the air.
Ryan Valade. They started with a strike. He has been caught looking on the breaking pitch twice today, 0 for 2. High shot back into center field. That's got some carry all the way back, and goodbye. Home run off the bat of Ryan Valade. By Valade.
And this is what we were talking about. Varland's slider just does not have a lot of depth. It's very, very flat. And you can see that right here, middle of the plate. There's no depth to that pitch whatsoever. You call that one a cement mixer. And Ryan Valade, boy, those eyes bugged out, and he absolutely launched that hanger.
Here's Williamson. Towering pop-up on the right side. That's caught by Nunez for the second out. 436 feet for Valade on that shot. That's the call. And again, the Rays are down by 1. Chandler Simpson taking a ball. He hit a home run here against Detroit that was listed at 438 back on the first day of the month. That's a hot shot right back through the pitching box and into center field, and Chandler Simpson has a base hit. So now with 2 outs, speed aboard.
Well, and I'll be interested to see Gus Varlin and how he holds on Chandler Simpson, if he's got a good slide step to the plate or not. Let's take a look at the hit first. A liner right back through the box, because Varlin, when he comes set, is very close, and any kind of a leg kick is going to take some time. And so let's see if he has a slide step. But you'll see right here, see how closed he is right there with the setup, and he's got the high leg kick. So this should invite Chandler Simpson to attempt to get a stolen base here, especially with 2 outs, get in scoring position.
Well, Simpson picked up the stolen base in the 3rd inning of yesterday's game, his 15th of the year. And he's off and running, pitch up and in. He's going to steal this one easily.
You knew it. I mean, you knew it just from the way that Varlin sets up. Any kind of a leg kick, you are just begging Chandler to go. And so he waited a pitch, and then off to the races he goes. And like you said, it's not, he really didn't even need to throw it.
Our Mercedes-Benz cover every base, focuses on the Rays stolen base leaders, and Chandler Simpson with number 16 right there.
He had a stolen base yesterday. It was his first stolen base in his last 30 games, going back to May the 11th. So good to see him get that out of the way. You start to build some confidence. This matchup here with Gus Varlin was clearly in Chandler's favor. And you get him running again, and you get this offense even more dangerous.
Cortez ahead in the count. He fouls it. That's going to carry out of play. 2-1. Valade with the long home run. 1 out later, the base hit by Simpson, the steal of second. He represents the potential tying run. A 2-1 count to Fortes. And another popper down that left side into foul territory, and that ball's going to be caught. Boy, getting out there, Meade to make the catch down that line toward the bullpen. So the Rays pick up a run on the home run by Ryan Valade, and it's a 1-run game. Personal and by Suncoast Credit Union. Score fee-free checking with more perks to save big. Open your account at suncoast.com. Garrett Clevenger has entered the game and has made his presence felt there. That first pitch wound up back to the base of the stands there. 1-0 the count. Zaytania up there. Which is a strike. The Washington DH, he has twice walked as we break out Clevenger's distribution. And a comebacker. Toss over to Aranda, and that's out number 1.
Well, for Garrett Clevenger, it's never about his stuff. He has excellent stuff. That's why you see that slider usage so high, but then he's got the 2-seam, 4-seam with the really good velocity, late movement to all of his pitches. It's just a matter of being around that zone. And when he's around that zone, these hitters oftentimes back on their heels, very defensive with their swings. We just saw it.
Drew Millis fouls the first pitch out of play. Strike 1. He's going to get some further action in the bullpen.
Kevin Kelly, who has been throwing the ball well. He's been throwing the ball great all season long, but especially here at Tropicana Field. We've been talking about how Junior has performed here at the Trop. Yandy, how he's performed here at the Trop. Kevin Kelly's been great here.
And that's strike 2.
I think he's given up a run in his last 16 appearances, covering 17 innings here at Tropicana Field. So, well, that's what they're going to need. They're going to need the bullpen to put up zeros and the Rays offense to get hot late.
Oh, that's strike 3. Got him looking with the fastball. 2 up, 2 down. Phillips called out on strikes for the second time today.
Buries it right on the inside corner at the kneecap. Four-seamer, great extension to the glove side, and boy, hits the spot.
As an opposing catcher, he has to appreciate the location of that pitch. Here's Nunez. Bit off the plate in. Nunez single, stole a base in the third, is 1 for 2 today. Hot shot through the hole between short and third. Simpson gloves it, gets it back to the infield quickly, and now they have a base stealer aboard with 2 outs over there at first, and the top of the order, James Wood, about to step in.
Man, this very similar situation that the Rays had with Chandler Simpson, and you wonder, especially with the lead too, you get a little bit more aggressive with the lead. You do have the power hitting Wood at the plate. I wouldn't be surprised Nunez takes off at some point. Oh, he took a one-way. Oh.
That ball popping loose, and you're right, he was headed back to the bag at first until that ball popped away.
Yeah, that's a one-way lead. That's when you take a really big lead and you're trying to bait the pitcher to make a move. And so immediately as Clevenger picked his leg up, he moved back. He took a couple of steps back towards first base. That's a pretty good sized lead there. Trying to bait that throw, and there he got it. So now that you've got that disengagement out of the way, let's see how big the lead gets, and as if he maybe tries to go now. Who knows? But that's what he was trying to do, is bait that throw. And now he does get a bigger lead, noticeably. Oh, wasn't sure.
No, and he was actually retreating a little bit there as that pitch was made.
Yeah, get out there with the one-way lead, force the throw. Then he got a noticeably bigger lead, but I think was maybe even too big for him. Was uncomfortable.
Back to the bag again as the delivery was made. The pitch is down, so it's 2-1.
And now you wonder if he's just having trouble reading Clevenger. And it's not like Garrett Clevenger is known for an A-plus pickoff move. But Nunez has never seen it, and he doesn't look real comfortable.
Headed back again, and that's ball 3. Two-out base hit for Nunez. He's at first. 3-1 to count to Wood. And the move over there. Well, now with this 3-1 count, let's see what happens.
Well, he's been in constant communication over there, the first base coach. They've been talking after every pitch.
And the pitch is a strike, and he was retreating to the bag again.
He's just not comfortable. His secondary lead is in the wrong direction. That's hard to believe, too, an accomplished base stealer, knowing that Clevenger does not have a room out. Now he's going to, obviously not being held on in a full count, he's gone.
3-2, and that is strike 3 call. Wood caught looking right there. 2 strikeouts in the inning.
the soft side of him comes out a ton. In terms of Taylor Walls, the father to Sutton, Nolan, and Charlie, asking Hallie Walls about their favorite at-home activity, wrestling. She says Taylor loves to get on the ground and kind of wrestle with the kids, make them laugh, and go home and have playtime. They absolutely love getting to see their father in a different light. Griffin Jacks, he's got 2 little ones as well, his daughter Avery, his son Eli. And speaking with Savannah Jacks, his wife, she says PJ dance parties are the thing at home. It doesn't matter the time of day or night. His daughter Avery is running to put on the PJs. They dance during to different songs, including Boot Scoot Boogie. It's the nightly routine. He says he can make her laugh, and that is probably the nightly routine at the house, the dance parties. So guys, really fun to learn about these guys as dads off the field and how that softer side tends to come out at home.
Well, that's what it's all about. And it's a great job of getting some of the insight, relaying that. Nice going by Ryan Bass there. Well, here the Rays find themselves down by a run, middle of the 7th inning, and Orlando Revolta is the new pitcher, following Andrew Alvarez and Gus Barlin.
Excellent numbers. The ERA of 2.66, the WHIP right there at 1. Not a big strikeout guy, just 14 in over 20 innings of work.
Taylor Walls leads off, takes ball 1. Curtis Mead in a few steps down at third. And Taylor with a double and a run scored in 2 at-bats today. Two and 0. Strike call, 2-1. Revolto, born in Cuba in Santa Clara. He was at Miami-Dade Community College. Finds a strike zone there.
We're going to have to go back and look at this earlier in the season, but it feels to me like Taylor Walls' hands are a little bit more relaxed and a little bit lower than they have been all year.
He takes that for ball 3 wide.
I'm going to go back in the archives and take a look at that, because they definitely look like they are, it's a lower setup than he has. A little loosey-goosey, but a little bit lower. Not nearly as high. Now he's up to the hitting position.
And he is out on strikes. That slider biting down and in got him. And that's out number 1. 7th inning, sponsored by Hyundai. Getting late, the Rays down 3-2. They've out-hit Washington 7-5. And now Yandy Diaz, who has a double and a walk. Did he go? He did not, says Lance Barksdale.
Bragging rights on the line here. Orlando Revolta is Yandy's brother-in-law.
Yep.
So this is a big AB.
Let's foul back.
And Dwayne, how many times have we been talking about that as of late? Well, the Rays offense needs to get busy because they're running out of outs. Think about the 3 games out in LA against the Dodgers. Think about the game yesterday, the game today. They played a lot of tight games where they've been down late.
Well, here's the thing about that. The Rays got off to that start in 1-run games. They at one point were 9-1 in 1-run games, and since then they're 1-7.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what it feels like, and a lot of those losses coming here recently.
Yeah, will be 2 balls, 2 strikes. That foul ball out of play. Yeah, it's losing games like that, losing 7 of 8 1-run games that really wear on you.
Boy, and a lot of those, there were opportunities. Yeah, opportunities late, opportunities earlier in the game. I mean, Yeah, that's where it gets frustrating. You look back and be like, wow, the first couple of innings we had guys all over the bases and didn't take advantage, and it cost us. Or then you're like, man, we come all the way back, we load the bases, we get runners in scoring position, and just can't get them in and end up losing the game.
And the Rays have had their fair share of issues in interleague play. They're 12-17 against National League teams.
And they have the best record against their own league.
Yeah.
I know, it's astounding. That started with that trip through the NL Central.
Yes.
Where they took the NL Central teams, all 5 of them, took 2 out of 3 from the Rays.
Yep.
And it hasn't gotten a whole lot better against the other NL teams.
There's a liner, base hit to the opposite field. Yandy is aboard for the 3rd straight time with a double walk and now a single.
You know, I heard Dougie during the Rooms to Go lounge hit in the 6th talking about Yandy Diaz and saying that he is a career 293 hitter. How? I mean, all we see is the guy that hits 320 plus.
Yeah.
You know, rolls out of bed, wins a batting title. I mean, the guy just uses the whole field. He's up the middle the other way all the time. Consistent hard contact.
A big wave and miss by DeLuca. Well, coming into this game, over his last 31 games, he was hitting 358.
Yeah. He had that stretch, and we talked about it before, where his batting average did go down to 293 after back-to-back 0 for 5s in Toronto.
Yeah.
And since then, he has absolutely flipped a switch. Like those kind of numbers. And it's not just the average. The power, the production numbers are up, everything up with Yandy.
That's a drive, high and deep to left, off the bat of DeLuca. That baby's gone. Has just given the Rays a 4-3 lead. He homered in the game Friday in the 8th inning. Off the IL, welcome back. And now Jonathan Aranda fouls one back for a strike. How about that for DeLuca?
How about this right here? The mangling of a hanger. I mean, that ball was absolutely mashed. Eyes down, stiff front leg, staying behind the swing and absolutely crushing that baseball.
Oh, Aranda takes it upstairs. Here it is.
Boy, he was so quick through the zone. Got a really good look at a breaking ball that was hanging. Souvenir, baby.
A high pop foul coming straight back. That's going to be out of play. 1-2 on Aranda. Well, the one-out single by Yandy Diaz and the 1-1 blast by DeLuca. And the Rays now have a 4-3 lead.
And if you look down after this pitch, if you look down to the Rays pen, you see Brian Baker up. And the reason that he's up, this is the guy that gets the vast majority of the saves, but going into the 8th inning more than likely because of where the Nationals are in their lineup, 2, 3, and 4. So this is more about the matchup than a save opportunity.
And now Aranda's worked it out to 3-2. Yandy got the base hit. DeLuca got the home run off Rebalta. Now 3-2 to Aranda. Jonathan fouls it out of play.
By the way, I had the little ones here yesterday, Dwayne. You saw them.
Yeah.
And my little Baker was very, very excited that I was talking about Brian Baker in the pregame show.
Really? Yes.
Brian Baker.
Oh, yes. He put it together.
Oh, yeah, very excited.
And that is ball 4. And Aranda is aboard. Well, Rays fans, time to vote. Help send your favorite Ray to the 26th MLB All-Star Game in Philly. Cast your All-Star vote now. Knock off 20% of your ticket purchase. Make your voice count and vote Rays today at RaysBaseball.com/vote. Junior Caminero now in the batter's box. Pitch slider for a strike.
He better start getting that pitch to break a little bit, or Junior may hit the back wall here.
And that's a shot, but well fouled. That might actually hit the back wall. Well, not quite, but it came close. If he straightened it out down the line, it's a cinch.
That's what it feels like. I mean,
it must be psychic.
Just the way that those balls have been kind of spinning in there. I know that was a fastball, but
now 1-2. To finally grab the lead. They've been tied or behind all day until now. Oh, and a wave and a miss. And he got Caminero out in front and chased.
Yeah, he stayed away from that breaking ball, from that slider. It just hasn't been doing much. So he goes to the changeup, and he was able to get him reaching.
Well, that brings up Ryan Valade, who hit that 430-foot-plus home run in the 6th, batting again in the 7th. That's in on him. He pops it up foul. The catcher, Millis, is there to make the catch. So the Rays are out in the 7th, but they get the big blast from Johnny DeLuca. 2 runs, and the Rays hold a 4-3 lead through 7. Mortgage, a look at Treasure Island right there. And we go to the 8th with the Rays up 4-3. Brian Baker on the hill to work the 8th inning, and the first pitch is a strike to Luis Garcia Jr. Garcia 0 for 3. He'll be followed by Curtis Mead, and then down to C.J. Abrams. 1-1. Becker last worked in the Friday game. Worked a scoreless 9th. And the Rays 5-2 win.
And you love the selflessness. You know, Brian Baker leads the team, obviously 19 out of 22 and saved. He has saved 15 of the last 16. He's got 8 in a row. And he's gotten some big outs and some big spots, but right here says, listen, this is more about the matchup. This is not about me getting a save. It's about me helping the team win. And so more than willing to come in a little bit early to get some big outs.
There's a foul ball back by Garcia Jr.
Kind of what the makeup of this team is like. And not only the pitching staff, but the guys that are on the bench. Everybody willing to do what it takes to win. Take the ego out of it. What can I do to help the team win?
Did he go? A little low and outside, and a check in time by Garcia. Garcia 0 for 4 with a couple strikeouts against Baker. Here's a big pitch here on 2-2. And we go full.
Pulled off of that changeup right there, and that's what caused it to shoot off the plate away. As soon as that came out of the hand of Baker, that was an easy read for Garcia Jr.
3-2. Foul back. Came right in with 98 there. Old 98, and he fouled it.
Should get a free T-shirt if you take down the old 98er. And a picture on the wall.
That's right. 3-2 again. And he jams him with 98. Fouls it right back. Consecutive fastballs. A full count on Garcia Jr. And he pops him up on a changeup. And who's going to catch it? That's going to be Williamson alongside Walls. And that is out number one. A nice job there by Baker to go 3-2 and then get the pop-up. Join the movement, be part of the Tarps Off territory all June at Tropicana Field. Grab your ticket at section 139. Bring the energy and cheer on the Rays. Get loud, get rowdy, and help fuel a Rays win. Secure your spot today. RaysBaseball.com/tarps. Want to know the count to Curtis Mead. Two 2-0. Didn't find any strikes in that baseball, and Baker gets rid of it. And that's going to be wide. So it's 3-0 to Mead. First time Baker has faced Mead. That's a strike now. Abrams on deck. Mead skies it to right. That's Valade, and he makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down, and C.J. Abrams will be the hitter. The StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, and what a series Abrams has had. Homered in every game in this series. The pitch is a strike. Homered in his first at bat in the series Friday to right center. Homered in his first time up in the game yesterday, and homered in the 6th inning today. 99 off the plate, down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and a strike. Rays took the lead with 2 in the bottom of the 7th. We're in the 8th. And a big swing. He let it out there, and it's 2-2. And up the middle, over the bag, and right there is Taylor Walls to scoop and throw. A 1-2-3-8 with the Rays leading 4-3. Paxton Schultz is the new pitcher. And the Rays have Ben Williamson lofting one down the right side foul. And now the play it goes. Williamson had a double back in the 4th inning. He's grounded out and lined out in the other 2 plate appearances as he faces Schultz. Ball, 1 strike. the right side, and that's Wood over there to make the grab. One out here in the 8th. Well, Chandler Simpson comes to the plate for each stolen base at home this season. The Rays donate $250 to the Orlando Health Foundation, West Florida. And Chandler picked up his 16th stolen base in the 6th inning.
Love the fact that he has now picked up a couple here in this series. He's starting to run again, feeling a little bit more comfortable, and that's only going to help this offense. So it's a good sign.
Yeah, when he's healthy and doing what he does, it's an interesting offense because it's a varied offense. You've got some pop, as we've seen. A big home run by DeLuca today. Home run by Blade. Some speed out there.
Yeah, very
guys who can handle a bat.
Yeah, I mean, they're difficult to defend, and they're willing to do just about anything offensively, laying down bunts, hitting runs, just about anything. And they have guys. You know, the other thing that we don't talk a lot about this offense is that they do a great job, for the most part, of limiting strikeouts. They move the baseball. They put the ball in play. They're right at the bottom of the league in strikeouts. And so you've got guys that put the ball in play. They make contact. They run well. They take chances. But this guy right here is a huge part of it. So you can start getting him back out on base consistently, getting him to run more.
Yep. Two here for Chandler. Down to third and off the glove of Meade to Abrams, and no chance to get Simpson. Well, Meade was in down at third because of Simpson and his speed. That's going to be an error charge to Meade.
Well, you can see where he's at playing shallow, and you're going to get a rocket shot off the bat here from Chandler Simpson, and he's just not able to handle it. I mean, that's a tough hop, too. And so he knocks it down, but even so, no chance for C.J. Abrams to make a play, and Pops loves it.
Yeah, he'd like to be able to be the official scorer, too. I guarantee you.
Oh, well,
he's got a base hit for him.
That's what. Keep your eyes. If you don't hear it here in the next inning, keep your eyes at the bottom of the Rays notes the next couple of days, because that may get changed.
Yeah.
That ball was shot out of a cannon.
Here's Cortez fouling it back, strike one.
And it's not like Curtis Meade just went down to field that. He threw a glove at that ball.
Yeah. So that might be up for some discussion. See what Simpson can do over there at first. That lead.
Long hold.
Not going, and the pitch is fouled back.
Lynch is a little bit quicker to the plate than we saw with Gus Varlin.
Well, the Rays got the two big runs in the 7th on the home run from Johnny DeLuca. Facing Paxton Schultz with 1 on, 1 out, 2 strikes the count on Fortes. And a move to first. Back in is Simpson.
He's getting a bigger, much bigger
in a lead. There he goes. The pitch is hit on the ground, deep back at third. Long throw. It's going to be in time. Simpson got a great jump. He's at second base as Fortes is thrown out on that long throw from third by Meade.
Well, right up the line he goes. Watch Curtis Meade at the ready, is able to get over there with the backhand. Now you got to complete it with the throw, and he one-hops it. That ball kind of dies on him, but it gets there ahead of the catcher in Nick Fortes. That may have been the biggest lead that we've seen Chandler Simpson make or take this year. and he had that base stolen standing up.
Taylor Walls outside. Walls with a 2-out double in the third scored the first Rays run of the game. Doubled home by Yandy. Tried to check on a pitch that cut in, and it's a strike, 1-1. Play the other way. 1-2. Washington with the numbers 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the lineup. Lyle Cruz and Tanya in the 9th inning. Kevin Kelly down there in the Rays bullpen. Close, a little wide there. 2-2. Bottom half of the 8th. Rays grab the lead in the 7th. 2-2. Look on it, a high fly ball back into right with some carry, but Nunez, or Wood, beg your pardon, on the track is there to make the catch. And that retires the side. You are watching Rays baseball presented by Union Home Mortgage. Rays lead 4-3. Well, Kevin Kelly out there on the hill for the Rays. His first pitch to Lyle is a strike. Lyle 0 for 3. Nothing in 2 right now. Big swing and miss.
That's a big pitch, becoming a big pitch for Kevin Kelly, and it's that right there, the changeup. Now his second most used of all the pitches in the arsenal, and it's a nasty pitch. 85, about 8 miles an hour off the heater, and then you get that jump on that fastball from that arm angle. And now you've got the velocity with the arm side run, you've got the sweeping breaking ball to the glove side, and then you've got that change of speed that just falls off.
And a foul ball. Count remains 1-2.
You wonder who got in his ear too, because that was kind of his idea to say, hey, I want to start throwing a changeup. Seems like everybody else on this staff throws a changeup and they have a lot of success with it, so why not me?
That's a liner the other way and a base hit into left, one hop to Simpson. So Lyle is aboard. Hit number 6 for the Nationals. And that represents the potential tying run at first.
One thing Kevin Kelly can do with that arm angle and the action on his pitches is get the ground ball. That's what he needs here from the righty Dylan Cruz.
Cruz seeing him for the first time. The pitch is a strike. A little piece of that one right back into the mid of Fortes. 0-2. Martinez 6, Clevenger 1, Baker 1, and now Kevin Kelly. And a swing and a foul ball. Now Fortes had that one pop out of the mitt. That's one of those things. For it to be a foul tip, you got to catch it in that mitt. It's either going to go directly into the mitt or not. So we'll try it again. 0-2. He got him, a swing and a miss. And about in front right there for the first out. Nicely done.
Well, he got that changeup. He pulled it to the outside part of the plate. Everything has been in. They wanted that in. You see where Fortes is set up, but away it goes. The change of speed. Cruz way out in front.
Jose Tena moved to first. Lyle back in. Lyle 7 of 11 in the running game. There's a strike. Foul ball, runs it to 0-2. The catcher, Millis, switch hitting catcher on deck. Pena 0 for 1, has walked twice, the DH. The 0-2 pitch, runner goes, pitches wide, throw down, got a chance. He is out at second base. Walls takes the throw, Fortes guns down Lyle, and that is out number 2.
Nice job by Fortes coming up and gunning that ball to second base and getting it to the second base side of the bag. And watch the tag then by Walls. Just slap it. Boom. That is perfection. That is by design, that throw to that side of the bag where you can catch, drop the hammer. Rays were perfect on that.
And now it's a 1-2 count, and the pitch, strike 3 call.
Might win it.
And Pena wants to challenge it.
He might win it. That ball looked like it was off the plate.
Let's take a look here. Well, oh, that close. So he challenges it, and it's going to be a ball. And the count goes to 2-2. Boy, how close could you come? Wow. Kelly again, now 2-2. He got him, a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Got him on the changeup, and the Rays win it. It's a 4-3 final. Well, a great job by Kevin Kelly right there. Surrendered the leadoff single. Eventually a caught stealing and 2 strikeouts by Kelly.
And how about both of those strikeouts on the changeup?
Yep.
Highlighted that pitch coming in. It is becoming more and more of a weapon for Kevin Kelly off of that fastball. I always think about the 2-seam and the sweeper, but the changeup takes center stage today, and that's where the strikeouts come on, and that's where the ball game is. And Johnny DeLuca right there, our Advent Health play of the game. The Rays down at this point, not for long. A hanging slider by Revolta in the middle of the plate, and Johnny DeLuca absolutely demolishes it and turns a 1-run deficit into a 1-run lead, and that Rays bullpen would make it hold up with Brian Baker and Kevin Kelly getting the final 6 outs.
4-9-0 for the Rays, 8 left, 3-6-1 for Washington, 4 left. Clevenger gets the win. He's 2-2. A save for Kelly, his 3rd. Revolta, the losing pitcher, and the Rays take 2 of 3. From Washington. For Brian Anderson and the rest of our crew, including